biggest problem has always and will always be a white person's desire to dominate it. European and Western desires to dominate it. Multinational corporations' desire to dominate it. And unfortunately, Haiti falls under a hidden caste system where we now have local light-skinned elitists who are working in the shadows with a desire to dominate a Black Haiti. And while they remain in the shadows, they employ people who look like me and you to deliver a catastrophic destruction of the Haitian race on the global scale. With that being said, we're going to pause our conversation on barbecue and bring it back to Aristide. My name is Blandine and I am the creator of Voices from Home. I feel the need to put out a disclaimer because my next videos are going to evoke emotion out of you that I personally can't do anything about, or they're going to mentally stimulate you and force you to ask bigger questions as to who and what is responsible for the system that Haiti is currently in. The original purpose of my page is to educate you on Cold War politics and how effective they are in Haiti. Now, I've spoken already about the 1915 occupation of Haiti by the United States of America and how it caused quite the concern for Haitians and caused the majority of the problems that we are seeing today, if not all of the problems that we are seeing today in Haiti. And to talk about Aristide is to talk about the Biggio family. So we must begin with Gilbert Biggio. Gilbert Biggio is known as Haiti's only billionaire. But to talk about Gilbert Biggio, we have to talk about his father. The Biggio family rise to power is a story of generational wealth and business strategy. Now, Gilbert Biggio's father can be traced back to Haiti all the way to 1896. He is a Sephardic Jew from Aleppo, Syria, and this is what gave them their start to start building that generational wealth. But in order for Gilbert Biggio's family to be in Haiti, it had to come from strategic relationships with the United States. Washington has always been extremely important to the descendants of Middle Easterners who have always dominated Haiti's economy. But it's not just any Middle Easterners. It has to always been Jewish, Arab, Middle Easterners. And Washington is the one who facilitated the Arab migration to Haiti in the 1800s. And at the start of the 20th century, 60% of manufactured goods that was sold to Haitians came from the United States, who had Syrian middlemen, and those Syrians were Gilbert Biggio's family and their cronies. And when violence targeted the Syrian communities in Haiti, the US authorities stepped in on their behalf and advocated for them. And let's not forget the group of Jewish men who advocated to the United States to give Haiti to the Jews. Now, I'm going to read a direct quote from a news article called The Socialist Action. One element driving the U.S.-Arab migrant relationship in Haiti was that until the U.S. rewrote Haiti's constitution in 1918, foreigners were restricted from owning land. This prompted some European businessmen, particularly Germans, to marry into prominent mixed-race families to be able to own property. But U.S. capitalists were at a disadvantage compared to their European counterparts. U.S. race politics deemed someone Black if they had one drop of African blood. So even marrying an educated, upper-class, mixed-race Haitian woman was considered unacceptable by most white U.S. capitalists. U.S. interests bypassed this dynamic, working with migrants from the Middle East. And this legacy of racism still explains much of what happens in Haiti today. In other words, white racist Americans did not want to marry and or assimilate into Haitian culture, so they leased out their intentions to Europeans and Middle Easterners to come to Haiti to assimilate into Haitian culture for them so they can come in later, assimilate with them, and continue to lighten and erase the story of Black Haitians in Haiti. The mulatto elite, or the white Haitians in Haiti, understand that they will never be white, nor will they ever be accepted as white by the Europeans or the Americans. So the next thing to whiteness is to submit to white supremacy in the destruction of the Black Haitians. And when Francois Papa Doc Duvalier was in power, he understood the psychology of the mulatto elites at the time and restricted them from gaining access to the government in multitudes. And when Francois Duvalier died, his son Jean-Claude Duvalier came into power and reinstated a lot of these mulatto elite families into government positions, as well as forming new relationships with them. And after Jean-Claude Duvalier was ousted from power along with his corrupt regime of pilfering thieves, there was a free fall for power. And here we have Aristide. Aristide was anti-elitist, and because he was anti-elitist, aka mulatto elite, he made a lot of people uncomfortable, thus resulting in Gilbert Biggio being one of the funders of the coup against Aristide in 1991. Along with Gilbert Biggio, we have André Apaïd Sr., who also funded that coup, and he was replaced by Raoul Cedras, another elitist who looked just like them. And under Raoul Cedras, we have FRAP. And under FRAP, we have the massacre of Raboto-Gonaïves, where 4,000 plus people lost their lives. So in conclusion, the people who are truly responsible for the massacre of Raboto-Gonaïves are the people who funded the military coup against Aristide. Because without the funding, there would be no massacre in Raboto-Gonaïves. And what is incredibly crazy is that the same people who funded that military coup are still alive and active chess players in Haiti's politics today.